there's an assault bike in Friends. This is when the CrossFit Games started.
Yeah.
Monica Davis' daughter. Nah, it's too early. Quick, let's go chase her, quickly, let's go get her.
That's a waste of time.
Today's a special day because it's her birthday. Oh, there's some light. Oh, there's some water on the camera. It's Abigail's birthday. I never forgot your name then. How old are you now?
24.
24. 24, I'm 26, so...
Are you 26?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 years older. That means nothing. Part 2 of Q&A. This time we've got Abigail, the nutritionist. Right.
Try that rather than today. It's quite nice.
That's lemon.
Yeah.
I got the one. That means. What was that?
This is my wannabe MacBook. When it comes apart,
How?
you can like whip it off.
Whoa!
Yeah, pretty sick.
How do you want to do that?
So it's either a laptop or something else. Right, so the first question.
Do you want to do the intro?
Yeah. The first question was from Leslie Birch. She asked, how can I get myself to give up or at least reduce significantly my sugar intake? I've been addicted all my life, only lucky that I haven't been prone to major weight gains, but I know it's bad in lots of other ways. Hypnosis, question mark. So firstly, sugar isn't evil. It's not bad. Sugar itself isn't bad, it's actually the amount you eat which is bad. It's not actually sugar which has the negative impact on our health, it's actually the amount we eat. So that goes for any food, not just sugar. The devil is in the dose, as they say. It provides the basics of if you physically cannot control yourself around a certain food, if you're addicted and you just can't stop eating chocolate, and you literally can't control how much you eat, then don't buy it and don't have it in the house. Just cut it out completely until you feel that you can moderate your intake. And another tip is to buy alternatives. Do you like ice cream?
Yeah, but I can't have it.
Because you're addicted.
Well, no, because I'm lactose intolerant. But I still eat anyway. I just...
You just...
Go and toilet the next day.
Oh God, worth it. You love Ben & Jerry's ice cream, but you don't want to be packing away over 1,000 calories in a tub. Just opt for an alternative. So go for like Breyers or Oppo or Halo Top. They're like low calorie alternatives to the ice cream and they taste just as good, if not better. Have you tried? Oh no, you haven't.
I have. The protein one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I still went to the toilet.
And with hypnotism, I don't know anything about hypnotism, so I can't advise on that. It's a little bit out of my scope. So second question by Becky. Who's Becky? Becky said, here's one I've heard a lot of people talking about recently, understanding the concept behind eating more and not less to lose weight, and how starving yourself doesn't help weight loss. This is an interesting one because I think it kind of ties in with the whole starvation mode, which first of all is definitely a myth. Starvation mode doesn't exist. If you were to eat little to no food, your body wouldn't panic and store fat.
Say for example, you have to have 200 calories a day for balance, right? If you're on a deficit, like by a long shot being like 1,200, is that physically going to make you lose weight? Or will you stay the same?
No, you'll lose weight.
What, dramatically? Even if it's like a really low one?
Yeah, you'll dramatically lose weight. And the thing is, you'd lose fat, yeah? Because obviously most people's goals is fat loss, not weight loss. So the goal is you put yourself in a small deficit to lose fat. If you put yourself in a huge deficit, you're going to lose a lot more than fat. You're going to lose muscle. Your muscle's just going to waste away. That's the whole point of being in a small deficit, so then you can maintain your performance and your recovery and your muscle mass, etc, etc. The next question then by Claire. Are sweet potatoes better for you than white potatoes? They both have their place in the diet. They both have their place in the diet. They both have their benefits. I'd say sweet potato would be have more nutritious value than a normal white potato, because if you look at it, the vibrant colour would obviously indicate more nutrients. So yeah, in that sense, sweet potato would be more nutrient dense. And the next question by Helen, is breakfast the most important meal of the day? No, it's really not. If you want to read more into this, subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to be dropping
I'll be like, bombshell drop. With the lasers going around. Alien.
I love that. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, subscribe. I can't say subscribe. How can you say that all the time in your videos? Sign up.
You can say sign up and subscribe.
Do they mean the same thing?
I want to subscribe to your newsletter. Sweet.
Subscribe.
Just the button down below, isn't it?
It's quite an old-fashioned notion to say that breakfast is the most important meal. It's meant to kickstart your metabolism and etc. etc. There even was a myth going around that if you didn't eat breakfast you wouldn't lose weight, which is completely ludicrous. You don't have to eat breakfast. If you're not hungry, don't eat. It's as simple as that. So Sheena says, what changes should someone make to their diet if CrossFit is their main or only training method? But it all depends on what the diet is, what your diet is already like and what your goal is. Your calorie intake would depend on if you want to lose fat or if you want to gain muscle, etc. But my general So my general advice would be to consume adequate protein and enough calories to fuel your training and to recover optimally. Penny says, should I eat breakfast before my 9:30 AM workout? Depends when you get up. If you get up at 9, then no, probably not, because then you'd only have half an hour to digest your food, which I don't think is enough time. I think it would be fine to eat something at least maybe an hour before your class, so then you have time to digest it, and otherwise it's just however you feel in the morning. Tracy asks, do you have to have carbs in your diet?
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, it's a fun fact. We don't actually need carbs to survive. It's the only macronutrient that we don't actually really need for survival. We need it for like energy and feeling good and eating pizza, but otherwise we don't need it to survive. So technically, you don't have to have carbs in your diet, but it's highly, highly recommended from a sports performance point of view and just from a general health point of view. Because keto is straight out of Compton, crazy mother named Ice Cube.
You know what, mate? We're doing a video.
Yeah.
You're now in the video. Look at that. You got any nutritional questions you've got for us?
Are you blogging, are you?
Yes, I've got my YouTube, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. My wife should have been here. Studies nutrition.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
She has her own website, Banting Girls. Banting Girls.
Banting Girls.
Banting. She does Banting. Banting Girls.
Banting Girls. We'll actually, I'll save that in the thing.
Yeah.
Where did you get up to?
The next question is from Tom Story.
I must be a fan of his. Go ahead.
What are your views on pre-workout supplements, and is there a better alternative to them? With pre-workouts, I don't really see the point in them. Predominantly just caffeine. So I don't understand why people just don't have like a black coffee or a sugar-free Monster, because they'll be just as effective. But I know in pre-workout supplements there's more ingredients added, such as like beta-alanine and other kind of performance enhancers and ergogenic aids and stuff. I still think it's not necessary though, to be honest. And most of them just taste really nasty.
Yeah, I've had a coffee this morning and had one of these. Is that bad?
No, because I do that every single day. I have a cup of coffee as soon as I wake up, and I put my creatine in the coffee, because, you know, why not? And then when I get to work, I have a knockout. And that's only like a couple of 100 milligrams of caffeine, which isn't very much.
How much?
Considering in like a big Starbucks Americano, you've got like over 200 milligrams of caffeine, and people are drinking them after water.
What's the like amount you have a day? Because I know there's a lot of people out there who drink Monsters and caffeine and stuff like that.
I think it's like 1,000 milligrams would be like the max. Right, I just googled it and it said 400 milligrams of caffeine appears to be safe for most healthy adults.
400?
But that's not really quite accurate, so I actually don't know. I'd say if you're buying pre-workout for the ergogenic aids, such as beta-alanine and creatine, take them separately and then take coffee, Monster, Even caffeine tablets, you can really control your dose. Aaron, your mate Aaron Gibson.
Is he not your mate?
He is my mate.
Very savage over there, Aaron.
How important is creatine as a supplement? Creatine isn't essential, but if our bodies, actually fun fact, if our bodies didn't produce creatine...
Wait. Look at the camera and say that again. I'll make that look good.
Okay. If our bodies didn't naturally produce creatine, I think it would actually be an essential nutrient, like a vitamin that we need to have, that we need to take. I highly, highly, highly recommend creatine for performance reasons. And if you want to build muscle, I think it's like a no-brainer to take creatine. Get hold of creatine monohydrate powder. Take 3 to 5 grams a day. I wouldn't worry about the loading phase unless you're in a major rush to gain muscle. And look out for Create Pure on the packaging, because that means it's like the purest form of creatine monohydrate. And it's cheap. Mario said, what are your thoughts about intermittent fasting? I've been doing it since March, 16 to 8, and I feel epic. I normally train in the morning and or lunchtime. My window to eat is from 2 till 10. Is working out fasted impacting my performance, and will it impact my performance in the future? And should my body have enough fuel to burn? Those are questions that you should really be asking yourself, because I don't know what you perform like. So it might be a good idea to just keep a performance diary, so note down how you're performing each session and maybe experiment with eating before your workout, so then you can compare the two performance levels. But yeah, if you say that you feel epic, then there's no reason to question it and change it. If someone's fasting and training in the morning, fasted, then I usually advise taking like a BCAA supplement throughout that, just to kind of help preserve your muscle. I don't really know if it actually works or not. There's not really enough evidence to back it up, but there's no harm in doing so. And maybe consider eating like a big meal the night before, like a big carby meal, just so you do have some glycogen stores filled up in the morning ready to go. Shireen asked, she said, what is your opinion on meal replacement shakes? I don't advocate them at all. I think when there comes a time in your life where you don't have time to eat food because you're so busy, you don't need to assess your diet, you need to assess your life. You need to think, why don't I have time to put food into my mouth and digest a normal meal? It's like, no, you don't turn to meal replacement shakes because of that. You then tweak your schedule and time, and you figure out better kind of methods of time management to then fit in eating a meal and not relying on powdered synthetic shit. Simon Churcher said, how much cake is too much? You can never have enough cake. Claire asked, what about protein shakes? So she has 3 questions. Number 1, what are your thoughts on them? I think protein shakes are great. Definitely include them in your diet if you struggle to reach your protein target. Number 2, when is the best time to use them? Absolutely any time. Number 3, they all have some form of sweetener, such as sucralose or other sweeteners. Yes, they do. They're harmless. Harmless. If they're harmful, that would have gone. Is stevia a good alternative sweetener? I think yeah. Most people don't like to taste it though, I don't know why. What do you think? I want to ask you your opinion actually.
I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't know why you're asking me.
Last question now.
Last question.
Rob Rivaldi didn't ask this officially,
Actually,
but I know he wants
his name's Rob Rivaldo.
Is it?
No, I'm joking.
Oh my god!
Straight out of Compton, crazy mother named Ice Cube.
Because I made the mistake.
Rob asks me on like a weekly basis about Monster energy drinks and if they're bad. No, they're not bad. If it's the 0 calorie, 0 sugar ones, it's literally carbonated water with a bit of flavouring and caffeine with sweeteners. Most people will put their sweeteners in gold standard WordPress. Yeah, if it's the 0 calorie, 0 sugar Monster, it's literally carbonated water and caffeine. There's 140 milligrams of caffeine in a Monster. In your I can't look at you. There's 140 milligrams of caffeine in 1 can of Monster. It's not particularly high, considering it's not particularly high considering that in like a can of Nocco you have 180 milligrams of caffeine, and in your Starbucks Americano you have like over 200 milligrams of caffeine. So if caffeine is the You need to go. If
Okay, come on, come on.
okay. If the caffeine's an issue, it's not an issue. If the sweeteners are an issue, they shouldn't also be an issue because there's just not enough evidence to say that sweeteners are harmful. The same sweeteners in Monster are also found in Coke Zero, in Nocco, in Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey Protein. Also the same sweeteners. Sucralose is quite an abundant sweetener in the food industry. So I'd say there's nothing wrong with it. Would you say there's something wrong with Monster? Do you have any negative health effects from Monster?
I don't think so.
Good. I think people have a problem with the brand more than anything because they do the sugar version of the drink, which I think are really nasty because there's so much sugar. In one of the cans, in a full sugar one, there's like over 50 grams of sugar. It's insane amount of sugar, so yeah, they're bad. But if it's a 0 calorie drink, there's like 9 calories per can. Woo! I guess thanks everyone for sending in the questions.
I hope you got the answers you achieved. I hope you laughed along the way as well. We got some banter and we... Oh, mine's gone, to be honest with you.
Oh, mine hasn't.
Awesome. Nice one.
Nice one.
Good.
No, that was awesome. That got by quite a bit.
There is no one like me. There is no one like me.
Chitty
Like
bang.
me. Take a second look and you'll see.
And we pretty much
There is
amazing.
no one like me.
Yeah.
There is no one like
Mind
me.
your